Welcome back to the channel, bud. Alright, it's been a couple days. Let's see how many of those feminized beans popped. So after the last video, I did put a second Spider Farmer 1000 in there just to get the heat up, get a bit more light in there. The first light wasn't legit, so yeah, I think out of 16 we got 9 so far. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, right here, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 out of 16. That's not good. But that was my error, just because I've never done it this way, and I only had the one light in here, and it just was only covering the middle right here. So that was my fuck up. Typically after, this is day 6 since I put it in the soil, so typically after today we probably won't see any pop. It'd be a miracle if like a couple more popped. You never know, but it's looking like all the Mac 1s didn't pop on the outside at the back there. Just, yeah, I should have had 2 heat mats under these, but like I said, I'm not too concerned. These feminized beans weren't doing anything anyways, so yeah, we got some shit happening over here, bud. And we got some good heat in here now, so it's about like 76 in here right now, which is primo. I got this little fan on right here, just to get some air movement in here. And yeah, I just lowered these 2 lights too. They were actually a bit higher, but like I said, this is my first time doing it this way in the bigger containers with these lights in this tent, where normally I would just use the small little solo cups or the little square pots and line up a good 10 or so and just have the light directly over top, and then you get nice thick seedlings, where these ones, they're starting to go, like, I've never had seedlings look like that before, so this to me is stretchy, right? Normally I'd be busting out with a bit bigger leaves by now and they'd stay a lot shorter, so I moved the lights lower now. We'll see what these do, bud. Alright, well, that's the 3x3. I'm just going to do this up. Got a lot more stuff plugged in now, so I got a lot more heat down here. So it's over 70 down here now, which is great. Where to start? Okay, so I think, like I said, I think that OG Kush and this other banana wood is a male. But they're not really showing, like, anything. Kind of like they want to show a nut. But not really. You can't even see it. So I'm not going to chuck them, but I put them over here maybe just under this light just to stress them out a little bit, maybe just to show me shoot out a hair or a ball or something, but I'm pretty sure those are 2 males. So I took those out of the tent, see if we could stress them out for a couple days and see if they spit their balls out, or if they spit a white pistol, then I'll pop them back in the tent. But yeah, that sucks because I needed clones off of these, and we're not going to have those. But anyways, bud, here's that blackberry moon rock that I said I wasn't going to clone because it had a couple burnt tips on it, and yeah, I snipped some clones off her, but it's just not the shape I like. Yeah, it's just not the shape I was looking for in this pheno. And then we'll come over here. So this is where it was. I pulled it out. This is the pure Kush. I did a lot of super cropping after the last video 2 days ago. So this one was super cropped a little too much. On this one branch, it's just kind of flopped over. It's still growing up, it's still alive, but the knots are harder to get when you snap them too much there. But this is the pure Kush, not looking good either. Well, not looking how I would love it. And then there's the regular bean purple Kush bag seed, which is looking beautiful. That's a female. Then we got this Larry OG, which is just looking beautiful. And then boom, this is the other blackberry moon rocks, and this is just exactly what I'm looking for, bud. Let me pluck a couple of these bigger lights, or bigger leaves off that are blocking some of the lower bud sites. You don't want to pluck them all off, but the ones that just ain't doing nothing and ain't feeding the branches no more, bud, we can get rid of the inside ones. Anything facing the inside, we can get rid of, bud. So I just got in here, turned that plant around. Not going to cut any clones off of those. I might have to clone this pure Kush if we're going to put it out, because it doesn't look like this mother plant is going to form the way I really wanted it to form. It's got a lot of new growth sites on the inside. You can already see them starting down in there. So I don't know. We'll have to see what's going on, bud. But these are all looking beautiful besides this one. And then let's come over here, bud. So this is the Mac 1 right here from my local seed bank. Same with the feminized seeds in the 3x3 over there. This over here is the, I think this is the Gorilla Glue number 4 right there, looking nice. Actually, I'll go on that side in a sec. This should be the, is this the Alien Gorilla Glue? Yep, the Alien Gorilla Glue, which I like these more stouter plants like this. This is what I'm looking for, so that plant 100% will be going out. I super cropped this down here 2 days ago, and look, she just grew right back up. So you can see where it just made it stronger there. So I don't really like how this one's forming. I just topped it on every top. So hopefully that starts doing something. The banana wood, this little banana wood was a female. I left her looking like this because we got more clones we can cut off probably in 2 weeks from now. Yeah, I chopped some of that. Then this, I don't know what this wooden cake's doing, but I chopped a lot of the, not a lot, but I chopped some clones off of her. I super cropped this one like a week ago, you can see. Yeah, it looks funky. It's droopy. It's just, I don't know, it's the only one that kind of looks funky. And then let's come around here, bud, the other side. And this is the Master Kush regular bean, out of a nug of last year's Master Kush, so hopefully it's something like that, turns out like that. I've had beans that turn out identical as what you got it out of, and I've had ones turn out completely different, so curious to see what happens with this. But I did get in here, and there's a lot of smaller branches you can see here I cut off to get some clones. I wasn't planning on cloning this, but since the other two are males, I do need to start cutting clones because I do not have 100% rate on cutting clones. Usually I can get them to root and whatnot, but half of them die when I go to up pot them. And then we got the Kush number 2, or the Kush number 1 crossed with the wood down here, which is looking beautiful. And I took some clones off of that too. This is the Gorilla Glue number 4. I just topped every branch on this one also, trying to make it a bit more bushier. It's not really looking how I want it to look, but yeah, it's looking healthy. Everything's good. Master Kush is good. We got all these tops in here. I super cropped this about a week ago, so which made all the small little center tops grow up, and you can see the outside tops. And then I just clipped off some of the big darker outside tops for clones. But here we go, bud. So yeah, that's the moon rock. I just took some clones off of there. We'll go over here. This was 2 days ago after the video. You can see it's 74 in there right now, which is good. And these are some banana wood and the Kush number 1 times the wood. So 2 wood crosses in there. And then the second one, this is from this female strawberry coffin here. I left her there. She got some nice tops on her. Just clipped off all the branches around there for some clones. So this whole tray of strawberry cough, which doesn't look as good. This tray looks really good. I just did them directly in HP Pro Mix. So these are strawberry cough, looking decent. And again, I put the little meter in there too, and they're all relatively around 70 to 74 here. 72, 73, 74. This one is the highest actually. So I am using a couple different heating mats, so that makes sense. A couple different companies, they get different temperatures. And mine just plug in, you can't tell, you know, how hot they get. Some of them get warm, some of them get really warm. And then I just cut this today, so this is right now fresh. I just did these. I'm not even gonna lift, so this is 72.5, but there's the big Master Kush ones in there. There's a few spread in here, Master Kush big ones, and then there is some, I think I did 4 other banana woods, just like the ones over here. And I can't remember what else I did. Master Kush and some more banana wood. Oh yeah, and some wooden cake. So that's the wood cross with the wedding cake. So there's some wooden cake in here. And we're just hoping for the best. I've never done this under tea light, and I've never done it like so many in soil at once. I know it takes longer to root, but usually I do have way better luck with just direct in soil cups. Like, you don't have to wait. Saves on veg time too. But I did decide to throw up a tray over here, and I cut 8 clones off this blackberry moon rock here. And yeah, well, I'll just show you how I do it in the rock wool. So I just got them soaking in a cup here. I actually put a drop of the root accelerator in that water that I got them soaking in, so it's low nitrogen, kelp. So yeah, I put like a drop in the cup here that I got them sitting in, swirled it around, made sure I pH my water too. I pH my water at 5.8 for these right here going in. But yeah, I forgot to trim the bottom leaves off here. Okay, well, I'm just gonna show you what I do. Normally I don't dip in here, but this is the last of the gel. Normally I just pour it out, pour it on something and then just dip from there. But since I'm using the last of it on these clones, I'm just gonna do a direct dip here, bud, right into the gel. Get some good gel, move it up there with my finger. Move it all around the stem, there we go. And then plop directly in, bud. She's just chilling in there now. Now come break a little piece of this corner off, like I learned from I don't know who years ago, but you just block the hole in here with that. So yeah, push that down there, bud. And that's it. I'm gonna do these 8 here and just leave them in here exactly like that. They got the heat mat on. I set up this board across to just makeshift to hold these. They all got heating mats underneath. And yeah, we're running the T5 for the first time ever. So hopefully this works out. I mean, after 2 days, this one looks really legit. This looks alright. Sometimes I get like 3 or 4 days out of some of the trays, and then they'll just start going yellow or do something really funky. So I'm really curious to see how this light's gonna do and how these are gonna go. So yeah, not bad clone, eh? So she was freshly topped, like I don't know, a few days back. So it's got 2 tops at the start. This would be a perfect clone if it lives. But yeah, I gotta come here and trim all these bottom leaves off and all around. I just chop them for room so the leaves ain't sticking to the sides. I don't know, some people, they say it's bro science. Some people think they snip the leaves because it tells it to grow roots down here, puts more energy down there to grow roots, but I don't think that's true. I think that's bro science. We just trim around so we could actually fit them in our dome, bud. But yeah, I'm gonna put 8 nice size clones in there of the Blackberry Moonrock, and that's what's going on, bud. That's the update. I gotta put this back in the tent. So we'll put this in and zip up the tent, keep it nice and toasty in here. So yeah, I added this hanging fan in there. It's a little loud, but hey, free found. I found it when I was out picking, so. Alright. Yep. One last look over here. Everything looking good except for this. This thing looks gross. Poor thing, eh? But it usually does that after I water, and since I'm only here in the day, I have to water during the day. I can't water at nighttime or in the morning before they pop up, so they take daytime waterings. But yeah, this Master Kush is looking beautiful. We'll definitely stick that Master Kush outside too. And said last video I wasn't sure if we're doing location number 3. It looks like there's a better chance we might be doing location number 3, so we're just waiting on word to do it. My buddy didn't want to do it, but now maybe he changed his mind, or maybe I changed his mind. We'll have to see. I just told him I'd hire someone to trim at the end of the season, so we don't have to put so much work in, right? So whatever, I'll pay someone in nuggies. I don't even care. Help me trim for 6-7 hours straight for a week straight, every other day for a week straight or something like that, right when we crop out, just to get majority of it already trimmed. And we might have to do a little bit of fresh trimming, even though I don't like doing it, bud, but we might have to do a little bit of fresh trimming and then hang this year. That way we could just cure, or it could just dry, and then about 2 weeks later we can just pop the nuggies off directly into our jars. We don't have to hang, wait 2 weeks, and then trim all the dry. Like, I don't know, it's a hassle both ways. I don't want to do either. I wish you could just snap your finger and it be done, but I don't believe in like those stupid trimmers where you throw them in, you spin it with your hand. That's just a gimmick, bud. It's just like a washing machine for hash when you use the 5-gallon washing machine for hash. Blows compared to hand stirring, bud. If you're making hash, just stir it in a big tote with ice. Get a big plastic tote and a broomstick and stir it for 20 minutes back and forth. Just give her, gets a way better yield than one of those 5-gallon washing machines. Trust me, I tried several times to get a good yield out of that, and the only one that I got was the very first run I did in that 5-gallon was good, and everything after that just was a disaster. So it was terrible yields, and I would take a pound and do it in there, and then I'd take a pound of the exact same bud from the same crop and I'd do it by hand in the tote, and I was getting a ½ ounce more, like at least, of hash. So the yield was incredible by hand. So I'll never use the machine again. It's in my closet, 300 bucks. Anybody lives in the Falls, if you live in Niagara Falls and you want that machine to try to make hash, I'll give it to you, bud. You can just come pick it up. Don't even want it no more. Don't want to look at it. It clogs up. It does a whole bunch of shit. Just no goods. And that's the Bubble Magic, which cost me a few $100, which is basically like an Amazon one you can get for 40 bucks. Just says Bubble Magic on it. But anyways, bud, I'm just rambling on. That frustrated me when I paid that much for that machine and the machine wasn't legit. So I'd rather just do the labor by hand stir. And the last few times I made the bubble hash, I just used my hand. Way better yieldy. But all right, bud, let's pray for these clones, eh? Let's pray for friends and family that these start rooting here, bud. We still got about 30 days until they go out, so we're all good. We just got to get some of these to start vegging a little bit, because I don't like giving out little dinky clones like this to people. I even went with smaller cups in here so I could fit more in this one. This is an experiment too. Normally I use these, or I use the red solo cups. So yeah, these new little tiny cups, fuck it, I poked holes in the bottom of every single one, and they're ripping. So I'll come back in 2 more days, I guess, and it's gonna be every 2 days now I come here. I'm not sure if you want to see a video every 2 days, but every other day I'll at least come here and check on the clones, make sure everything is legit, give them a little spray, open up the vents even more. So I got them pretty wide open. You're never supposed to have your vents completely closed 100%, so I just leave them a little bit open and we'll go from there. Usually I close them. I've even tried this method too before with leaving them open right away, and the next day you'll come down and they're all wilted and shriveled, but I think these plants are so healthy that they're looking good. I don't expect half of these ones to do great, but I expect a lot of these ones to do good, and same with these. I'm not sure what's going to go on with these. And this is my first time ever using Rootech. I forget the kind I normally use, just my local kind from like Walmart. Is just whatever, just a jar. It's usually like 12 bucks. It's something like Rootech, but it's a green liquid. But yeah, this is the orange stuff I never used before, so got that off of Amazon. Took about 2 weeks to get here though, but oh well, bud, I waited. But all right, I guess yeah, I guess we're out of here. Let's hope those, maybe we'll get lucky and a couple more of those will pop. If not, I'm just going to come back in 2 days, and whatever hasn't popped, I'll take out those pots. Leave the other ones in there. Maybe even move the other ones over here into this tent. Now that it has some space, we'll have to see. Poor girl, look at her limped over. But she does do that every time I water her, and I just watered her about a half an hour ago, so everything else was legit. That one and the small one here and this OG Kush were the only 3 that really needed watering. Everything else is still good, so it could probably go a couple more days still before I need to hit them with the water. So they're just nice and lightly damp, which is the way I like them. So yeah, bud, rambling on here. I've done a lot. I've been here for a couple hours, for about 2.5 hours now, and I gotta get out of here now. I guess it's just time to go home. But alright, bud. Anyone else in the YouTube community notice that anybody in the cannabis YouTube community turn back on your comments? YouTube has been shutting off our comments for, I think it started yesterday or the day before, and you're gonna have to go down and keep changing it. I had to turn my comments on 5 or 6 times in 2 hours to get it to stay. But everybody's video who popped up on my subscription, like all you guys, the main 10 people who watch me who also have channels, look at your comments. Your comments are all shut off. Every notification I had that was related to cannabis yesterday, I clicked on. Everyone had their comments shut off, and even the shorts had their comments disabled. So I don't know what YouTube's trying to do to us, but go down to your videos. If you uploaded your own video in the past 2 days and you're wondering why no one's commenting, go check your comments, bud. Turn those comments on. While you're down there, subscribe to my channel, like, bud, and stick around to grow some huge beasts in the outdoor. That's what this channel's all about. I could care less about the indoor growing. This is all right. We're just starting them in here. Outdoors, my bread and butter. I want to get them out there. I want to get them ripping. I want to get them big, and I want to get some chronic. I want to get some killer smoke. All right, bud. Peace.